The Alaskan wilderness is bigger than half the continental U.S. Getting to remote regions of Alaska takes great effort, but that's also what makes being there so special. Alaska exceeds expectations.
I'd heard people talk about Alaska, and all I say to people is it's everything you've heard it is. It's just such a big place, and the beauty and the splendor of the nature is really, it's indescribable. You really have to see it. Hey Hilsky, how about a color change?
What Andy means is seeing it in person is believing. But we're gonna do our best to make believers out of you. Next, on Gander Mountains, we live outdoors. We Live Outdoors is brought to you by MasterCard. Some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Arctic Cat. More to go on. Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Gerber. Fend for yourself. Liberty Safe. Protecting what's yours while you live outdoors. Outdoor Expeditions. Gander Mountain Sporting Premier Travel Service. In the empire of fishing, the Chinook salmon is king. Every serious fisherman wants to someday land one. But along the Pacific Northwest, overfishing makes it less likely. From Seattle to Anchorage, the ratio of anglers to spawning kings has gotten worse and worse. On the famed Kenai River, anglers stand waiter to waiter to be the lucky lottery winner. But if you can get away from the people to where the rivers run free, wow, it's a different story.
Why am I here still? Because I love king salmon. Once you fight these fish, and then you go back and you fight other fish, there is no comparison.
It looks like Went and Adam Smith will be with...
John Carlin came to Alaska to become a guide when he was 18 years old. That was 20 years ago. Now he's an outfitter with his own Alaskan fishing camp.
Really, I think the thing that makes the camp stand out is not just the fact that it is comfortable and that in the middle of nowhere where there is no electricity, where there isn't anything, we establish our own little wall tent community here.
Alaska Trophy Fishing Safaris is as traditional as a remote camp gets. It's only open for 2 months out of every year. 25 wall tents, including sleeping, shower, eating, and lounging facilities are erected each summer to coincide with the salmon run.
Maybe not exactly all the comforts of home, but as far as a tent camp setup, as comfortable as you'll ever be in the outdoors.
About 300 miles away in Anchorage, Andy Carlin arrives at the charter terminal with his nephew, Travis, his uncle, Bing, and assorted members of their extended family.
The camp is, I think, right up about in here. And then the river, it's not a big river that, falls into that.
Andy's group is en route to Alaska Trophy Fishing Safaris. In a roundabout way, this is a family reunion of sorts. John Carlin, the owner, is Andy's first cousin.
Had an opportunity last year to come up here with John for the first time, and really decided I needed to come back, and John made a plea to me last year. We need to get Bing, who's his dad, up here one more time. Bing had been up here several years ago with my father. My nephew Travis would be a great addition to the team.
Our family, especially the Carlin side, has always been brought together by fishing and kind of doing the outdoors things.
What a great day to fly into camp. Can't beat this.
family can get together, not so much always on the side of the city and such, but it takes almost a wilderness location 250 miles out in the middle of nowhere for everybody to get back together. That's what makes it special.
After the final air leg of the trip, John Carlin picks up guests at the float plane base and boats them upriver to his camp.
We got guides ready to go, and we just need to get you a fishing pole.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Good to see you, my friend.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, excellent. Good job. Better make it.
After a little meet and greet, it's down to the boats for all guests and guides. After all, this is a fishing camp, and these people have Chinook on the brain. Andy Hill is a veteran guide of this river and knows exactly where to take two anxious anglers on the first afternoon.
It's a long way from Minneapolis, St. Paul, huh?
The fishery itself is strong. It's a variety of species. I believe it's location, 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 a lot of things, and I think that's special. Our river system is 250 miles long. We have one other camp located on the river. We're the only American lodging on the river, and that alone in itself makes it very special.
That means that the 10 boats in this camp control over 100 miles of private salmon and trout water.
I'm going blue.
There's no competitors to elbow in on the anglers.
This is the largest king salmon run in the world.
I think that's what's special about your camp here, is the location. Is you've got great fishing, but you've got spectacular beauty, and you're not going to see anybody other than our group in camp.
The two rivers in their lease will absorb a run of over 100,000 kings and 5 million sockeyes. In addition, the camp lands about 1,000 rainbows between 3 and 10 pounds during the season.
Hilski, you want to spread out a little more, or are we okay?
I don't care.
For Andy, who's been here before, the anticipation of what's in store has been building steadily since the day he left last year. Travis only knows what he's been hearing from family members since he was a little boy. And frankly, he's tired of waiting.
Yep, definitely. Trip of a lifetime. I'm lucky to be able to take it at 25 as opposed to, the last trip of my life.
There. Got it.
King on! First one of the trip. Like that power run back upstream here, boys. See, that's what we came 6,000 miles for, boys. Right there.
We are the true stewards of this river. Being one of the only camps on this river means that it's in our hands. We certainly don't want to take a chance here and do anything to take anything away from any future generation that's going to fish this.
Look at him run. There he goes.
That's why we've instituted a total catch and release on rainbow trout. That's why we only take the minimal amount of females out of this river. Even though we know that we're the only ones taking any females out of here, we are religious about not taking females.
Well, what a beautiful fish, huh? There we go. Beautiful. Nice job. All right, we are on the board, boys.
Nice fish.
That's going to make future generations come to this area and enjoy it just like we did.
Nice, huh? What do you think, Trav? Beautiful.
On this section of river, live bait is not allowed, so flashy spinners and spoons will have to do. Here, it's not that big an issue.
How's he feel?
Oh, pretty decent.
Pretty good, guys.
Not a monster, but you know what? Anything to get off the schneid.
For Uncle Andy, this is a proud moment.
He's a lot of fun to be around, and I think he's pretty mature for his age, and I'm his uncle, he's my nephew, but we see a lot of things eye to eye. And
Off the schneid with the king. My Uncle Andy has definitely kind of stepped a little bit more into the picture, definitely after my mother passed away when I was about 18 years old. With him being at Gander and living in Minnesota, we've really had the opportunity to do some pretty spectacular things.
Travis had yet to catch a mature king, but he was about to get his feet, wet.
He's down.
Hey, I was caught off balance and I was put in a position of either, drop the rod and catch myself or hold the rod up and, hope for the best. Well, I went with option B there and...
Oh yeah, big fish. Good kinger.
It's a monster, that's for sure.
25.
The footing is not easy here. Got it into the shore. It was a pretty big monster.
I like that. The rod between the legs.
You like that?
I like that. I saw a guy shoot pool that way one time.
Give her a big bear hug.
He's been slimed.
Oh, beautiful.
This is probably...
Now they were in the swing of things, and the first day flew by.
Fish on, king on.
I felt like it was pretty easy that first day to get back into it, but you never really do until you land a couple of those fish and feel that fight, and then it all comes back pretty quickly.
And, it's coming down to the wire. It's chow time. We need to get back, but it was like, come on, one more cast. And,
All right, it's been a great day of fishing, and we're about ready to wrap it up and head on back to camp. It's a little bit of a drive, so we're going to get moving and try to pull these guys out of the water, even though I'm sure they don't want to.
When you're in the best Chinook fishery in the world, most of the entertainment is provided on the water. With a camp to run, John Carlin rarely gets to guide anymore. But today, he's making a special effort to join his cousins, Andy and Travis.
For him to be able to take a day and spend it with us and be able to break away from the camp is pretty special. And he also knows this river probably like nobody on earth. He's a 20-year Alaska guide, and there isn't many of those around these parts either. And pretty proud of my cousin, and great to spend a day with him.
Get it out there. Crank it up. See how the line is going straight into the water?
Keep it tight.
1,002, 1,003. Now just a slow reel.
He's got that teacher kind of approach where he's very patient, very low key, very detailed in terms of the explanation. He's a great teacher, but he also knows the details of what it's going to take to get fish.
45 and might be able to see some of the pickups a little bit more on it.
On this stretch of river, they can use spawn sacks, and the method for drifting them is a little different from the usual. For catching kings, it's almost unfair.
Excellent. Ha 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 ha! King on! Salmon River! That's the way, my friend. Double. Nicely done, gentlemen. Nicely done. Good job, buddy. Nice buck, my friend.
These 36 to 40 inchers are the perfect size to take home. Lots of meat and not a drain on the resource. 4 of these will fill a freezer.
I know you like the big muskies, so I figured you'd like these.
Oh, this is awesome. And the cool thing is we got Travis up here this year. We got your dad up here this year. How good is that?
A lot of family. It's always great. Yeah. I really appreciate you putting it all together and making sure it all got done.
That's great.
It's just sitting there right now. It doesn't want to move.
Enjoy it. What we're here for. She's seen these nets down on the ocean. She knows they're no good.
Oh, jaw. Nicely done, baby. That's what it's all about.
That's a monster.
That's a big queen.
Big Henny Penny. Nice fish, my friend. That's going to tape out in the probably low 40s, my friend. Nicely done. That one was fresh. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. She's a good, healthy fish, yeah.
Good deal.
All right.
The deeper pools are fished easier from a boat. Lines are rigged like a drop shot, with a soft sinker 2 feet above the bait. The fish fight just as hard.
Oh, swinging right in. Perfect. Nice fish, buddy. Oh yeah, nice little power on there.
That is a big monster.
Keep the head up.
Yep,
Keep the
I'll
head
bring
up.
it in.
All right, nice and
Yep.
easy. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Nice king. That's a 40-inch plus. Excellent. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Nice.
Good job,
fun.
gentlemen. Nicely done.
A little different fight out of the boat.
Yeah, it is. Pretty fun.
Whether in boat or out, with John or one of the other guides, throughout the 4-day trip, one thing remained constant: big fights with big fish.
Oh, he's eating that current.
If you haven't noticed the intensity of these battles, then you need to get a better TV.
Nice fish.
This is Alaska fishing at its finest. This is fishing anywhere at its finest. The king salmon is another of Alaska's expectation exceeders.
The life of a salmon is an amazing thing. The fact that they live in a river system for a year and try to make it back down the river in a year's time without getting predated on, then to be greeted by the bay and the ocean and all the predators that remain there, and then to take a cycle 4 to 5 years, taking them maybe all the way down the Aleutian Arm and over to Japan and up to do another circle up to Salo, the folks in Russia, and then to come back around and then do that lap maybe 3 or 4 more times. And then something inside of them tells them to turn up the river and sit and smell that water and make sure that's their home. And whether it's celestial or whether it's magic or whether it's God, who knows, but I think it's a little bit of everything, and that's what makes them so special. They live a hard life, and then they come up and they give the ultimate sacrifice.
There really is 3 reasons why somebody would want to come on a trip to this. Number one is the fishing is certainly second to none in terms of the size and quantity of the fish that you can get here. The second thing is really the camp and the way it's run. You've got first-class A+ service, but you're really in the wilds of Alaska. And really the third thing is just the beauty of Alaska. Those are the reasons that people should come here. I would say that this camp, for me, is second to none.
One other thing that exceeded expectations was the quality of time spent together, both on and off the water.
We had a huge bonfire at noon today, and gosh, there must have been, I think, 14 of us plus 6 or 7 guides, and so there's a huge group of 20 people there, and that's kind of what it's all about in terms of being up here with friends and with family and being able to enjoy a place like this with the people that you're closest to.
And a great morning of fishing, spectacular.
Really, the fact that you have family and the opportunities out here together to spend time together, it's as special a spot as you can be in the world, and then you put family in the mix, and there is no greater place to be and to create memories than a place like this. And these are memories that we'll take, and we still talk about these days that have occurred before, 10, 15 years removed, like they were yesterday. It's a very special place. It's just a very special place that brings people back together, and it'll probably keep us coming back together, I think, after this trip here, getting everybody back up. We'll be doing this again here shortly.
Like Alaska itself, Alaska Trophy Fishing Safaris exceeds expectations. That's hard to find anymore. From the cozy wall tents, to the hearty meals, to those rugged guides with bad hats. You owe it to yourself to try this once in your lifetime. Contact Outdoor Expeditions to find out more. We Live Outdoors is brought to you by Realtree. Family, friends, and the outdoors. Scent Blocker Scent Shield. Forget the wind, just hunt. Guide Series meets your demands. Walker's Game Ear, the #1 choice for hearing protection and sound amplification. Gander Mountain, we live outdoors.
There we go. Nice fish. Yep, this is a big one. Oh, out of the water. Fighting power.
You know, and that has a lot to do with
How fresh they are?
how fresh
Yeah.
they are, too.
He's pretty fresh.
He knows what hit him next.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a pig. He is a pig.
He doesn't enjoy coming in on these rocks.
Once you stay out a little
He's
bit.
gonna fly then. Fly back.
I'm sure once you get him in a little bit, take another power run.
Yeah, baby. Nice job.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh. He's down. That's a good fish. I like that. Rod between the legs.
Give her a big bear hug.